And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the Korean StarCraft League, the KSL week number 57. I'm of course your Sly VIP, and with me I'm joined by the lovely people in the chat, the players in the brackets, and my plushies. As always, a big shout out to Patty Mac. Oh my, Bappy. Patty Mac, the ex-CranKy Duckling. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great, I'm assuming, ladder session. Regardless, hope your stream went well. And welcome everyone to your weekly dose, or bi-weekly dose, of Korean StarCraft. Here we go. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys wish to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is stacked. The bracket is full of amazing players. And we have our first round underway. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of a Golden Aura, we have the South Korean Protoss player. The blue Protoss representing himself, currently teamless, it is NightMare. And spawning in the top left hand corner, oh, we're clowning each other. Sending out two SCVs for Proxy 2x Reaper at the same time getting proxied himself, we have the Chilean Terran player, the Red Terran representing Infernales Esports, it is LucianO. Oh, let's go. This is not quite what I was expecting here, as we have our initial racks back at home. Okay, interesting. So we have one racks back at home. We have proxies across the map, but likewise, NightMare also proxying himself. Good morning, everyone. It is bright and early. Yeah, I say bright and early. It's midday here on a Saturday in the land of Australia, in the land of Korea as well. And, you know, we got places to be. It's the weekend. we got places to be, Papi. Aye, aye, aye. So we have, yep, two racks being sent down or being thrown down towards the left-hand side. So LucianO's going for a one-base all-in. No gases, mass marine for the time being. At the same time, NightMare setting up a proxy of his own. The gateway is now done, and we have our first zealot on the way. We're clowning. And oh my god, ooh, as the first probe is going to be shut down. Nice catch, as the probe is going to be eliminated without getting the SCV. Meanwhile, the first zealot is still on a route. Likewise, Cybercore has been thrown down, and NightMare does have another probe out on the map. He's looking, he's scouting, he does recognize, hold up, no gases, no CC, no expansion. Something is a little bit off about what we're seeing here, and we are looking for the proxy. Meanwhile, we've yet to really come across it, as more Marines are amassing. Now, the way this works, I imagine, for LucianO, is he's going to be building up an extra wave of Marines, and then we pull the boys. Yep, there we go. I was like, and then we pull the boys, and we're going for the all-in, and here we go. The boys are revealed. The Zelda is going to be surrounded, and I'm scared for NightMare because we have nothing at home. There's no production. The production is still on the way. We have shield batteries being thrown down. NightMare's in trouble. Send it, Papi. Send it. Send it, as we do have the production, which has now been scattered. We do come across the proxy, and if we can shut down the proxy, we can try to end the game. I mean, I say that this gateway is going to buy time because we have gateways finishing up back at home, and we can chrono the hell out of these gateways. There we go. Stalkers are on the way. The first Stalker across the map is going to be buying some time. And time is of the essence. Oh, the first Marine under fire. And yeah, again, we're kind of distracting the main army here. We are distracting the army. We will focus on the pylon, and that will depower one of the gateways. But again, the other two back at home do finish. Sentry does pop out. We have a force field. Uh-oh. We do have a force field available. And again, LucianO, has he taken a little bit too long? As his army can be cut in half, we have two shield batteries, we have an overcharge, third pylon finishing up as well, making sure everything stays powered. Another sentry on the way for another force field. And I feel like we've defended at this point. I mean, we'll see if we can somehow pull this off. But with two sentries, I mean, how do we get up the ramp? We don't. Yeah, we have force fields for days, Papi. Now, I was hoping we would try to cut the army in half and try to pick away at the forces here of LucianO. Ooh, one sentry goes down. Big pickup. Up. We do end up cutting off one of those Marines. We cut off some of these SCVs as well. The Marine does pull away. I do appreciate this out of LucianO. Again, he's trying to preserve his army as best he can. And we are about to have, we do have another force field. Oh, we missed it. No, we missed the force field. The army does slip in. The Stalker stuck on the wrong side of the force field. The Stalker is stuck outside. And we try to chase this down. The shield batteries are putting in a lot of work. Another sentry has arrived. GG gets called. We run out of steam, and NightMare will take game number 1. GG. The hell did we just watch? GG, well played. NightMare will take a lead in the series, and again, we did take a little bit too long. We took a little bit too long getting across the map. NightMare, he was able to buy some time with that Stalker, able to buy time for the shield batteries, able to buy time for the sentries, and once we got those force fields, or once we got the sentries, I mean, that was game then and there. The force fields were brutal, again, buying so much more time. And with that, NightMare takes the first game. NightMare does take the first game, and now we're jumping into game number 2. And we'll see where this takes us, as we're going to be loading into Oceanborn. And do we proxy each other once again? I wouldn't be opposed to it, Papi. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Let's go. Let's go. See the chat catching up. They're both animals, Papi. They're both animals. And we love them for it. Here we go, we're getting into game 2. I'm hoping for an ace match. I'm hoping we can bring it all the way to game 3, but the pressure is now on our Chilean Terran player. It's not going to be easy, as he's up against one of the favorites to make a deep run. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our South Korean Protoss player leading the series 1-0. It is NightMare. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Chilean Terran player, the Red Terran representing Infernales Esports. It is LucianO. Here we go. The probe scout is going to be coming in, and this time LucianO has kept his SCVs back at home. This time we are not going for the proxy. It could still be a one-base all-in, but for the time being, there is no proxy setup out on the map, as the probe will confirm the rack's location. And we'll keep an eye on what's going on. LucianO a little bit paranoid about being gas stolen in the main. Interesting. A little bit paranoid, as we are opening up double gas. So double gas open out of LucianO. He's going for a faster factory. Technically, this could turn into another one-base all-in, but after what happened in game 1, I imagine LucianO is going to take a bit of a different approach here coming into game number 2. I would imagine. Would imagine here, as NightMare does poke in, chipping away at that SCV. And we'll see what kind of opener LucianO wants to go for. Again, with a double gas opener with a faster factory, it can lead into Reactor Reaper Hellion, it can lead into a Cyclone drop or a Cyclone Pusher Leon, into a Widowmine drop as well. We have options. We do have options. The probe will confirm the factory as well once it gets thrown down. Probe is aware. And back at home, NightMare just going for a Gate, Cyber, Expand, standard opener out of NightMare. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. Not yet. This is when LucianO throws down a starport in the main. And then it's like, oh my god, one base all in. But it should be a CC. It should be a command center on the way for our Terran player, I would imagine. Yeah, we're banking resources. The probe is shut down, so the scout is denied. NightMare a little bit more in the dark. After what happened in game 1, could be a little bit paranoid as to more aggression, but there it is, CC on the high ground, so just a factory expand from LucianO. Going for the add-on swap. Reaper trying to get some scouting information. Adept is in position. Ooh, and the Reaper is going to be hunted down once he commits to the shade. Up! And the Reaper gets shut down. Alas, LucianO's in the dark. As the opener, we can see it's going to be a Stargate from NightMare, but LucianO is in the dark and is opening up Reactor Cyclone into a second factory. Neo, is that you? Oh my god. We're going to be seeing some mech against Protoss, which we often do not see. Mass Cyclone was it was a build, it was a playstyle a couple of months ago, if you remember, in the last patch. Back when the Cyclone was a broken unit, back when the Cyclone was more dominant, and you know, before it did get changed once again a couple of months ago, Mass Cyclone was seen a lot more often in a lot of matchups, but this you rarely see nowadays. The Cyclones are scouted. Oh, did we see both factories? No, we have not seen the second factory, not yet. Likewise, we did confirm the reactor at least for additional Cyclone production. CC being landed on the low ground. And we should be seeing some more Cyclones on the way. With this tech lab, I imagine an add-on swap. Yeah, add-on swap into tank production, question mark? Or we could just go additional Cyclones and research, I almost said Magfield Accelerator, Hurricane engines. Okay, going into tanks. Meanwhile, with the Stargate opener, the Oracle dips into the main. Cyclones will be able to deter the scout. At least attempt to. Oracle rotating over and does get a full scout. Oh, second Cyclone, a little bit of sleep on the job there. Oh, never mind. I don't see lag on my end. Oh no! Enki! Not gonna lie, I think that might have been on Enki's side, but shout out to Dave Testa. Dave Testa, one of the organizers of the KSL. He's one of the organizers alongside Chicken Man, of course. The two of them have brought the KSL to life. So big shout out. But Dave was letting us know that he was having some latency issues. He had a hard time finding the first game. So much love here to Dave. And here we go. The army is moving out. Now, what's important about what I was about to mention, we scouted everything. We saw both factories. So NightMare is more aware of what's going on. Back at home, Immortal production has begun. We have Sentries on top of the ramp as well. Oh, but NightMare, he will miss the move outs. Yeah, just barely. Also, I did notice a bit of stuttering there. Here we go. We're getting on top of the Nexus. Nexus is going to be denied. Ooh, that is a cancel. At the same time, we're coming from behind. The tank goes down. Not just one. The second tank as well. Big catch here from NightMare. He comes in for the full surround. But the slow lots are coming in. And that one Immortal doing so much in the back line. The juggling is real. The Prism barely able to break that lock on as well. Oof. And we shut down the push. We shut down the Cyclone. Impressive control with that Immortal. Very impressive. And LucianO, he's in a world of hurt. He did cancel the third. True. Did cancel the base. He's getting his own third CC on location. He's crazy. But alas, he has lost map control. And NightMare, he's rocking up to deny that third base. Going for a big warp in. We do force him to be locked down two of those Cyclones. Massive pickup. Attack is siege, and these are slow lots, bear that in mind, but alas, it's going to be enough to force that cancel. The CC is cancelled, Prism does escape. Do have a decent tank line here on the low ground, and we do have two more factories on the way, Blue Flame as well. But NightMare, he's juggling, and going to be dropping into the main. Ferrying units into the main, there we go. The boys are going to be pulled. The Solos are going to get a lot of damage done. One more Cyclone goes down, we're down to 2 Cyclones. And 2 Cyclones remaining. And GG gets called. It just becomes a little bit too much. And NightMare, he punishes the move out. Crushes LucianO with that counterattack. And GG, NightMare will take the series 2-0. GG, well played. NightMare will take it. A shout out to LucianO though, because again, we had a really interesting playstyle. In game 1, we had a wild 1 base all in, which, I mean, had a chance of working, definitely. Likewise, in game number 2, we saw mech attempted. I say attempted, we didn't really get into the full swing of mech. Like, we had 2 more factories on the way, Blue Flame on the way, more tank production, Hellion, we were getting there. Unfortunately, the first move out was picked apart, right? NightMare was able to have a really good angle of attack, come in from behind, get the full surround. Not just the full surround, but there was some very nice crisp micro from NightMare to be able to juggle his units and retain his Immortal, keep the Prism alive despite the lock-ons, despite the Cyclones. Impressive control there from NightMare. GG. GG, well played. NightMare will take the series. And with that, we are going to be getting ready for our next matchup. We actually have a little bit of time here to go over the bracket and to catch up on some updates.